Yo, yabamo akabashon so eba POG Media's messages afi no aba. Subscribe, like it, video, and share them out for and so and Kebian, please. Click on the notification bell to send a bear. Yeah, the any news be out of platform. So I want so one who the air call and the air. By young cause Zenator, Rollins, Dr. Zenator Rollins, so you're not young fat in some Dodona and the ember on easy, boot for boot or chess easy. Should be credible for once now, and then why expose some menu be on one casa as an MP why they why encounter on the constituency and how I just say NPP for get access to a EC some vital information is be just say enya or didn't deny they about the two abontina or just the EC should go far like on a chain and I say only beyond for a Ghanaians to trust a EC a Jumaku no na what is in the bit to ga abra or let me say a nice interview and I just say like father like daughter like or cancer pa yanko ne complete
electoral commission afi yaba kole klote de wo ye ne afi de da wenima meme de ya me ba beka wo bia serebe ya me so bete kama electoral commission 29 days to elections when timi me kan che Ghana for ni padodo o ma register o mo ba beto aba mo party that raising concerns other political parties are raising concerns but Sparasari say oh krata na me de ma amanyokuo awodo no na ne ne epa ne say omonko no mo nye omonko nta na omo ehuru nipa dodo a e ba beto aba meanwhile provide a figure error ben na was ade we mo.
Oh my goodness onim so me ba last time my example be
yeah.
It's a very extreme example, but it's just to illustrate the importance of being open and transparent. Me who say me fa one example la me pa you ma you bring who said you may no e kasa keke enye reality.
What you see?
Very good. You fan say ebia BBC e na wo year who say I woni oba bi e bon komo. First no now lock your phone. Na said the asem na bedru no to say when you pin name for your phone no so suspicion no enko.
That's right.
Until now for the sake of bringing peace in the house no you have to now go the extra mile when you be cuz why no now they are channel. It doesn't mean that everything has to be out there, but you see maybe once it happens and people start getting suspicious, to build trust again, you must go the extra mile to be transparent. And I feel, say, to an extent, EC is not understanding the value of that trust that the public should have in them. It is crucial that at the end of an election, no matter what the outcome is, the public will not question it. And when any questions arise, it should not be based on whether or not there has been a lack of integrity on the part of the Electoral Commission. Because between them and the court, they are given that mandate so that Ghanaians can trust the electoral process. You see, the fallout from an election where people NG system nidino is too much. We can't take that risk. Not in this year, 2024.
That's right.
Not at a time who say there are democratic reversals are AC around us. Not at a time when we've seen say the number of attacks are AC because of terrorism, armed terrorism, violent extremism, air coastal. We can't afford to create a system where people start losing faith in what we have. There one me too quite other African countries. Yeah, we should not destroy what we have.
Wow.
But those who are vested with the authority, woman they oversee programs to say elections. Yama musa opportunities say woman some Ghana in positions of such authority. They must understand that a jumana womo yeno. It's not just for their reputation. The entire security of this country is at risk if we don't manage what it is that people perceive is happening, even behind the scenes of what the Electoral Commission is doing or what various agencies are doing in the lead up to the election. Because I bear to say, well, now you don't want to create a situation where obia are suspicious. Into you who be na it's no big deal crap or not a spark a problem. You know, and this election, no, a lot of places have been flagged as flashpoints.
That's right.
And this year, no, compared to previous years, no, it looks as though there are more areas that have been flagged.
Wow.
That's not a good sign. What have we been doing over the last 4 years? Because you see, what you want to do is to see that in so and so, EBIA 2020, we have, for example, and figure, no, for example, now EBIA 20 flashpoints, no, in a particular area. Over the years, no, they started looking at are there any reasons now these particular areas were seen as flashpoints? Have they managed to address them? What you want is a situation for 4 years later, no, it's not 20 anymore. It's, let's say, 10.
That's right.
Or 5. But if it's on the increase, it means that something is not right. Why? Inti minimum dear, I feel that the EC really needs to be up and moving on trying to restore that level of confidence in Ghanaians just by simply doing what they are meant to do. Well, right now, no, there's one thing I waka, I register no. That alone will reassure Ghanaians you have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
And I think it's important. And no, say won't be a register no for people to go and check.
Yes.
But that extra step must happen. Because, for example, our Meme constituency, no, by some strange miracle, I better say NPP for no any access to the database. One more different for register. No.
Wow.
I don't know how that happened. I don't want to sit here and speculate, but your guess is as good as mine. Well, we shouldn't create a situation where it looks like some people are being favored over others and how data is being shared. Because actually, by law, you're not meant to. You're not meant to. Adia wako hosewo koye registration. I would do details amano. You should not be finding your details in somebody else's phone or their database. I want more free or bisa on some. And I almost send you messages. How is it happening? Then you should say it's free for all. Not obia into me yebi. But you see, protection of data is key. So all kinds of people should give you their data. You must protect their data. And I think that's something that we also need to take seriously as a country. Well, I think there are only a few things left where people should start now doing class action suits against some of these agencies that are not protecting the data of the public.
Class action suits.
You know something?
As a Nibia, and also GDN no form.
Well,
say
the ECOWAS court. You see, we must understand that there are structures that if you're not getting justice in your country, you can actually escalate to another. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. But then it almost serves as a check and balance. So that one of my ABI, they are not getting what they feel is fairly theirs in their own jurisdiction. No? Because we are signed on to certain protocols and we are part of certain treaties, it means that now you can also escalate to the next level. But I really hope that the EC will do what has to be done, because we have to make sure that the public has no questions about the sanctity of this particular election. You call round and Crofobie, and their only thing is protect our votes, protect the ballot box, protect the ballot box. Why should individuals be completely just always saying this? It means that the trust level is not high. It shouldn't be so.
Because that's a major concern running across, even to the flag bearer.
Yes.
John Dramani Mahama or canning some in area. The crack and say, "Obey my boy, man, or buying."
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what happens at the polling station makes a difference. And last time, Oba Clote colony, or can be, which was actually very interesting. You see, everyone at Obejna polling station now will observe counting, and now voting. Let your phone be your source of evidence. Everyone should become a reporter on the day. Now, Ebana say, we have people who have video evidence of what is happening there.
That's right.
And I hope so. Obia and Soren Kasa say, "Oh, polling station area, no man phone number. Don't put your phone in the polling booth." Understood? But we reserve the right to also be citizens who are paying attention and protecting what is ours. Into no dear me say everyone now obeko polling station no be weni. Yanum ya wo ye polling agents. We are making sure say ye trainee and crowfree na to know what to be looking out for, to keep an eye on things. But honestly, I pray, and I've said this before, say security agencies no. They must remember that they are not there for regime protection. They are there for the state. And it's your security service ni, whether immigration or police or soldiers or fire service or prison, so whatever service you belong to. Now say you've been posted to a polling station. Remember say what you ganini. Remember say protection of the sanctity of the vote. Anyway, Juma. Making sure that things are going correctly, not what you are being told to do by somebody who we can't see. We need to make sure that the integrity of our security services is maintained throughout this electoral process as well. They shouldn't allow people to tag them as being stooges for anybody.
Very well. All right, yeah, but back on the cloth now for your head. You may be a down you so baby now cherry, but me say what dial *274*10# hasha. 5,000 cities a year, Masabria, Yene Dr. Zenator, Rollins name later Bernardo Techi, Eddie Comono. What dial pet? On Sabeka says Cano, Wabra, I can see a pre-preno, Coco Swanty, dial *274*10#. That means I can power jackpot 5,000 CDC. Also, Sabeka, Honorable Dr. Zanetta, you are running CAB. Hey, where do you have one crack?
Studying.
*274*10#. Who you be? CD to dollar no affect you so ada.
Hey, minya.
17
easy.
Sabre.
Eh, one was say. Hey, ya dey oh no. Please, mama number no be
okay.
What dey you
Okay, for be a want *274*10#. Dialysis here. What dialysis here? Follow prompt no nafe. Also beka against you know it's end down no na why the come on anyway now carry titi uchina o try memenda 9th November 2024 a dear dwumadie kase na eba so a matuni din enkunimdie nante ase say
oh well
ti ento aba no
ba ye wo gidie say ye din kunim nti we dey Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yes, Thanksgiving in advance. But yeah, per se, yeah, shaky grounds no kakra.
Wow.
For the last at least 6 months ni, ya call round, ya ne nkrofa bon komo. Hey, ya nante you.
I can imagine.
Men papa no why. Ya nante pa, but I think at the end of the day no, one ma ya no more bon komo ni bibia no. We just want to gather. Now, woman who say they are not alone. We are a lot of people are what GDA say the NDC edebano eyadepa. Now we have that support because sometimes as a about football no na e be a team be wo na wo mu ni a crowd a good crowd morale no as or from kakrebi.
Right.
And sometimes even as a spectator you feel better when you see say you have more people, and it's just to let people feel encouraged say as difficult as things are no there is hope. There is hope, and we want to remind them say NDC say we do things in the interest of the country. Your family and friends you drink Ghana my home you drink your mouth home. And it's just to remind people who the NDC is, what we stand for, and to let them believe, say, election way kra 2 votes. Me kra 2 votes.
Yeah.
Me one for presidential. Me to Mahama. Na ma for parliamentary no. Na ma to ama.
Meaning say you too money me no.
There be.
And you kra 2 votes.
One each.
Okay.
One presidential. Na you say nkrofo PA can say all down number 8. So want to abada
yo dwumadie no a eto so family no na ye de bro na ma menim so abo e de awura eye ne ma obaye e won constituency na and also like afei na oba be kan ene ma oba be ye e wo constituency na or the nsem bebre to dwa e fa sanse mu hu ase se enya agro na o chese hwe oba be bibi and a clear work be just say eba be koso e wo eye quality a wo ye MP wo hono no chese or the eye ehye bi ba be gu akwan mu a it will help eye the constituency and the NDC party no to to charge up to 2024 elections no or cancel be bring at the fire sans young court ni konkutie and ehye medamas.
What for ballot paper now? One show you now I confused because I can say, oh, number no way here. Number be any ballot paper no so. Ain't baby a chineye no one. Ho and now be you say.
To say you show TV the show.
Ain't say ya. Na wo be ye okokomoti sideways. Won ye ne say. Now we ye ne say na ebia enk no ekoshe obi box mo a. Nipa all kind no onim de wo wadwen mu. Ain't hu say aha and na opesa oto aba enti na yesisa wo oto aba na wo yen sideways na box na ewo mu no sa na wo mo ballot paper na normally no say na wo mo abobo no lengthwise said the beya baby a obeto aba no baby a obeye a thumbprint no ebeko akoda nipa kro no nanim because one bobo paper ni ye na wo ye ne say ya abeye double voting because ink no be kwa akotare baby foforo enti na womo born say womo de ma okrapo normally no say na ete but se wonni ma just to be sure no you do it lengthwise meso me de no ye mienu pe wo de me hwe ha de wo de aheya waho me na me yo ba no wom na easy no me hu se picture no wo me twa so kakra wo hu se enya hwe wo de hwehwe umbrella no enchen hwa na wo ye ne say
wow
wo ye mistake wo kwan obetimi de asesa ballot paper no wotimi de koma EC official no na catch and say why you mistake into one fa from ma obeje de why you mistake was no everyone same now the foforo amount said the beya obetimi akoye correct thing no inti say you mistake menstru
no ebra beya ebra wo de ato adaka mu
debi won yam fan to adaka mu wo booth no voting booth no a bia anka wo beye ne say na ade na eba say streak kakra bia ba ha now say debi we wan hwe ya wo mo kenkan ya wo mo fa ma doctor enti me ko sesa paper no wo de command ni powder ma na ka chen say why you mistake on fa from ma wa or the foforo be ma or the ma wa na wa ye ne eno ano no na wa paper ink no I wo kokromoti no so said the beya won fa print no and ye other parts of the paper just in case in folding it na won sa tire baby enti wo ye voting no na wa paper won sa na face wa bo lengthwise now they akoshe ballot box no
wow
ai
okay enti wa bra ye we nyina no e de na mo betima ka chia me ho ada ye ho so say sabra cedi to dollar mo abem na ye 4 cedis and na bedu 17 cedis mo ba mo betima ya me na ba form ama ye ho atoye because ye kasa titi nyina ye sike ni wentra ye na mo be
wa ho one said near Pia sa government way in Kawamo has various taglines no 1D 1F D and Kawamo ye a Jumananka Sanka de Hunanka Uncle Sanka ye bibia and ye campaign. Because if you actually improve industrialization in your country, you stabilize the exchange rate.
Yeah.
But I bear to say we are just consuming our yen producing no, in spite of people saying we may see factories no. Of course, you are importing everything. Of course, the dollar rate will be what it is.
Yeah.
And our fake no so Addo no do. Nah, just say no credit back. And then also just mismanagement of our resources. Well, now one of the key things are a 24-hour economy per se the banner. We have a lot of things that will be underpinning that, including reliable power generation and supply. You see,
oh my God, did they come?
You see, this is look, there's so much that we will see, Ghanaians will see when we come to power.
Wow.
Because now resolve it doom so now ebinum said doom so never stopped no. I feel the omo in shift. Said the omo shift system for SHS no sa na doom so no omo in shift. Inti so when be when ya won hu say no na ekoso. Omo ye o ha kakra na omo de akoye baby fufuro sa na sa. Other than street lights no most of them aren't working. But anyway, back to the issue of, for example, the 24-hour economy, or for example, the apprenticeship program now, for example, my main final, for example. So, sure, a lot of people are ACNs and Ujuma, whether it's to do with spraying, welding, electric engineering, and masa one my Ujuma air fitting shops, no, for example. So, sure, Bibi Sana, Emrante P. Person say Ujuma no. Sikana deba eba ma masters na de besua ade na wo mu ni bi nti wo mu tete masters na wo ho no anka wo pese wo kire ade no e wo ho but wo mu nya nkola no enkyere mu ade we eya ade a say to get this number of people wo mu tifia wo mu nye hwe no off the fie now come into the workforce. We need to do skills training, which means say apprenticeship program as part of our policy is to support the masters to be able to train.
Wow.
Now you provide allowances for one of my so that you are pairing those teaching and those willing to learn. Because skills development so a whole group of your population skills. So it means that when you are having the industries where you need them, you can't employ them.
Okay.
Increasing your productivity is important, because if you're increasing your productivity, that also means that your economy is moving. You're creating employment, generating more income. But if we don't do any of these things now, what we're saying is what we're saying.
I don't need spiral effect in Bawumia. Some time ago on Joy FM, no. So there'll be a cyclical spiral effect. We see the na one the aba form no. Net will be so.
But 8 years no say 8 years no and 28 days naka to election. It's time we give it back to those who did it, who said they would do it and did it. Baby Adro one more dia share COVID, one more dia share Ukraine, but they are not taking responsibility for their part in how we got to this point.
All right. You're back to the walk now. It was you better say free.
You better say free 5 junction.
Okay.
And because constituency is into 2 parts. You will also sector near the Braka sector. Normally say a call walk now you walk in Kwa. You the whole constituency. But because ye be share our kasapa for the launch yen pesa and crofo be bread do into one of my osuno be start free 5 junction abe share yen ma ye be start free at the Braka side no into ye be share roundabout na ya nante e dia kasapa na fe ya small AEV launch be just to ginger the grounds na afe ya man crofo who say edwuma na this whole time na ya no yen ye dedi no this is the outcome, and I believe say it'll be a good indicator, so people know say nyasa yete hokeke na yade ye juma but ye didi na eno say can say ye didi ya obi abete. That's right.
It's nanti and would make statement.
Oh yes.
Ahead of the elections.
Yes.
Because adiaba kwa man notice it say NDC nanti adwuma dia ahodo ya nanse yam aye kwato abaro. Ya domba pa ebibu firi mu pemu no ma beka mo no mo ko t-shirt ho o kira wan ha saade ni besi t-shirt no dodo na ho a mo be ma e bi de
yeah go round no this whole time no yeah the t-shirts amankrofo for said the be ya embe to say obi na enya shirts na ode ate into obia obisa shirts no ye de bi ma no shirts no de enso ebinum ewo shirts a omo share bia 4 years ago no ne masa wo de NDC shirts bia wo no wo de shirt na fabra
wow
eno ne hia so wo ba na ye wo shirts no bi wo ho na ye de bi cha eno ye fine.
That's right.
But your poucho yen share colors no na manfo hu say ye wo krum
but what form na nanti no be take wa bra mo nanti what can eno ma bi edu ba bia but form be be take.
Oh, the usual. Yeah, the wa wonim say the enye gidigidi. Eno an say ba obehu say ba. And our numbers. What Kolomashi groups, brass bands, everything. Now at the end of the day, be call round no ebinimo hwa yen to minimo enshia because it was during the week and I be say a weekend. They no air ba obehwe no ebinum apie efri omo dan mu yes na no mo enya nkomobo just as we're moving along, but otherwise no it's everybody is welcome to join.
Absolutely.
Yeah ebinum a NPP for constituency am say o join it because
oh my culture.
oh yes.
Wow.
Oh
Yo, Jumediano and Pompons in your hat near the Jumediano ABC Ediamon. Subscribe and subscribe, like it, Jumedian, share them off for and so and Caribbean. Please click on the notification bell and so send a bear any news better platforms on so also one who the airco and the air but so the air cost me and pity and there is some Bisiana. Yes, I will and the next interview I just chair a Yansen degree a parliament the vacancy to have a year I'm before Chenestrani ambassador. Or the donor, ye day at Suja, na ye back corner and also ye de brown out when ye be in so I day at sea, Madam.